Which brings us to Clover Lanes and another one of those great Monroe County bowlers, Kenny Peacock of Rush Henrietta, who was lucky to be alive. Here's his story. He's not just lucky to be bowling. Kenny Peacock is lucky to be alive. As best you can, what happened?
Well, I was going, four-wheeling like any other day in the summertime, and I'd been to a place I'd never been before. I was just following the lead of my cousin, and a tire of mine blew out on the four-wheeler, and it, kind of made me lose control a little bit, and made me end up going off the side of a 30-foot railroad bridge, and I ended up landing at the bottom of a railroad trestle, unconscious. My cousin had to turn around and find me.
I saw him when he came in on the ambulance, and he was unconscious, and his color wasn't good. He didn't look like he was breathing, so it was really scary.
In his All Greater Rochester team bio from last year, Peacock mentions how he'd like to become an automotive technician and how he enjoys four-wheeling. But it's on the bowling lanes where Kenny really excels, and one nearly cost him the other.
I know the first thing on your mind wasn't about, geez, will I have him for the bowling team? It's like, will he get better? When did it start to occur to you, geez, he might actually make it back for the season?
About a week before the season started. I'd kind of ruled it out. I mean, he said, I went to visit him a few days after it happened, after he got home from the hospital, and he looked like his old self, and I still said, there's no way. There's no way he's going to bowl.
First month and a half, I don't even remember, but it was bed rest. I couldn't do anything really. I didn't have the okay from most of my doctors to do much because of my brain, the injury in my brain. I couldn't do a whole lot. Plus my broken collarbone and my left hand. I couldn't do nothing for a while really.
But he did make it all the way back and has already reclaimed his spot as one of the top bowlers in the county.
I was pushing it. After 2 months after my crash, I tried bowling. I couldn't do it. It was way too hard, too much pain in my shoulder. So, I took it easy for about another month. And, after about 3.5 months after my crash, I started getting back into the swing of things a little. My scores started getting higher again, and, things are starting to get back to normal now. It feels good.
Perhaps because he can't actually remember the accident, Kenny is relatively unaware of just how lucky he is.
But something like this traumatic, it changes you somehow. Do you look at things differently now?
Oh, you definitely do. You don't want to take life for granted. It could have slipped away from him in that instant. And he's here. He's nothing short of a miracle in my eyes.
Wow.
Really, it's amazing.
I'm grateful I can, participate in the season.
Your game hasn't suffered at all?
No, I wouldn't say so. If anything, I'm better.
How so?
Time goes on, you learn things, get better. Physical injuries, they didn't, I recuperated enough to a point where it doesn't affect me anymore. So, gotta be grateful for that, right?